That is crazy. Okay. Ooh, okay, well, people start coming in whenever they do. Yeah. Hey. Hey. I'm just waiting for a couple more people to actually be here before I start talking. Because I know sometimes I start talking and people come on like, what's she talking about? So, I'd be so surprised when y'all are on here because, like, it's a work day. So I'm like, man, everybody's probably at work. Maybe y'all are at lunch or something. But yeah, let me just get started now, right? So this prophetic word is based off of revelation that God gave me through my own personal life. And I feel like most of the time, whenever God does give me some revelation, it's through me. And then I know I'm supposed to tell you guys so that you guys can, I guess, gain that same knowledge or wisdom that he gave me. So I know you guys have been, seeing that people have been talking about there's a shift going on, like a shift happening. And we know that that shift is shifting from where we are right now into a place of abundance from God. And that's not just a promise, and rewards, but it's also vindication and, just regaining everything that was stolen or lost or taken away, right? And what God revealed to me is that that shift, it's coming and it's here, right? But it starts with us. And so I'm going to break it down the way that the way I had the conversation with God. And so the way, I like to use metaphors. And so the way I look at it is when you're in college, right? Sometimes there are classes that you have to take, but there are prerequisites to that class. And the prerequisite is the class that you have to take before you can join that main class. And so the way God kind of ministered it to me is that we have to look at the seasons in our lives as prerequisites, right? And the reason why you have to take the prerequisite is because that class is going to give you knowledge that will help you in the main class. And if you don't take that prerequisite, you won't succeed in that main class because you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the building blocks that you need to succeed, right? And so even though there is a shift coming, like I said, we're here, the shift is here. There has to be a shift within us. And the reason why the shift has to take place within us first is because we have to be able to remain where God is taking us, right? We have to be able to have a level of success in this new shift, because in the shift, there's going to be new things, there's going to be new places and new opportunities. It's all brand new. And so God has to make sure that we are successful, right? That we have the wisdom and the knowledge and, everything to be good in this new place, in this shift, right? And so what God revealed to me is that sometimes when we're in places of need, it's not really need. It's literally, it's masked. And that's the way that he brought it up to me. It's almost like that need that we feel is wearing a mask, and the mask is fear. And so what I want to say is, when it comes to places of comfort, right? When we feel like we're in need, we end up running or we end up wanting or needing things that are familiar and things that are comfortable because it's all we've ever known, right? And so in our minds, we're like, I need this. I need this thing because, I'm not comfortable right now. So I need to go back to that thing that makes me feel good, the thing that makes me feel safe, right? And we feel like we need it, but it's not really a need. It's like a crutch from having fear, from being fearful that things aren't going to work out or things won't be the same. And so God personally had to let me see that I need to be comfortable in a place of uncertainty, but without fear. That level of fear, that fear has to go. The fear of failing, the fear of not being comfortable or things not being taken care of. He had to take me from a place of, I need this comfort, to a place of, okay, I'm not in my comfort zone, but I'm good. And so God kind of was like, you know what? You thought you needed this thing, but look at you right now. You're alive, you're making it, things are taken care of, right? And at one point, you didn't think it would be. At one point in time, you didn't think you'd be okay. You didn't know how you'd get through it. You didn't know what would come of it. But look at you, you're still standing. And so that's when God spoke to me about the shift. And I realized why today I woke up and I had this weird level of peace this peace that I've been searching for for about a month now. I'm going to be honest with you. It's just this piece of like, wow, I thought I needed, A, B, and C, but I really didn't. Like, I'm good without it. And I have this peace now, not having it. And so God wants us to come out of that place of comfort, because that's where our fears are. And I know it doesn't make sense, right? But when you're in a season of growth, being in your comfort zone will hinder you more than anything else. It will hinder you. And it's because that's where that fear lies, right? And we don't know that. We look at our comfort zone as like, this is the safe place. This is when I'm here, or when I have this, I know everything's okay. I have some level of control, but it's all fear wearing the mask of comfort. It's fear wearing the mask of need. When you're not really in need, you're just afraid. And God needs us to not be afraid anymore. And so in order to see this shift, right, in order to understand this shift, something has to shift in you. Something has to change in you, in your mindset, in your thought process. Something has to be different in order for you to be able to walk into everything that God has for you. And for me personally, that shift, it happened unexpectedly. Literally, I woke up this morning and I just felt like different. I can't explain it, y'all. When people talk about there's like a shift and you can feel it in the atmosphere, you can literally feel it, but you can't explain it. It's like no words can explain where the feeling came from, but you just know you feel different. And that's how I felt. And that's when I realized, wow, 3 or 4 days ago, I was in a completely different headspace where I was kind of like in that space of fear, wanting that comfort, right? Wanting that I need this like security blanket. If I don't have this security blanket, things are going to fail. I'm going to fail. It's not going to be okay. God intentionally kept me in that place of uncomfort so that I would get to this place where I finally was like, you know what? I'm okay not having everything that I think that I need, because most of the time when you think you need something, it's not need. It's because you are fearful, because you need something it's like a security blanket for that fear. That's the only way I can explain it, y'all. It's fear. You're fearful. And that's why what you think you need, you don't really need it. You don't really need it. You just desire it and you want to have it because you're afraid. You're afraid that things won't work out. You're afraid that things won't change. And you're running for that comfort, and God is pulling it away from you for a reason. There is a reason why you're not comfortable right now. And that's because in order for you to shift, you need to get uncomfortable. You have to be uncomfortable in order to shift. Because when God brings you into that new thing, right, your mindset is going to have to be different. You're going to have to be in that new thing with a completely different perspective, a completely different outlook on life, on your situation, on you, on God. Understand that where you are right now is the prerequisite for that shift. And it won't be until you get through this prerequisite that you'll be able to walk into the next class and be comfortable knowing, you know what? I have all the skills necessary to be good in this new place and in this new thing. So that's all I wanted to say. I hope it made sense, like the way that I'm explaining it. But that's the way God broke it down to me. And I finally understood, like, wow, it really was me the whole time, right? Like, I had to catch up to God. I had to finish this class, this prerequisite class, in order to get to the next place, right? So it has to be a shift within you. And you have to almost be honest with yourself and say, do I really need what I'm needing or what I think I need? Or do I just want it because I'm afraid? And if you can and be honest with yourself and say, yeah, I'm afraid, you need to bring that fear to God. You know what I'm saying? You need to, dissect why you're afraid. Why do you have this fear? What is the fear stemming from? You take it to God and let God heal that. Let God take that fear away from you so that you can see clearly. You know what I'm saying? So that now you understand, okay, this is what it is, right? So I pray that this blesses you, and I pray that it makes sense the way that I explained it. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.